Hey Dad, good morning and welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Hope you are able to hear me clearly. And we start off today with the usual look at the futures. Since I started preparing for this morning's session, when I was writing the script for the pre-market shorts, S&P 500 futures and Nasdaq futures have improved, but they still remain in the negative. We have seen earlier the prospect of a head and shoulder, which is what I have marked out here. Just going to recalibrate the chart so that you can see it clearly. Today we are having a doji candle as we approach the opening hours. It's 8 a.m. this morning, and you can see that the 50-day exponential at 6,904.24 is holding back the S&P 500 futures, and it's evenly poised with a long wick on both sides. The markets are still trying to decide which way to go. We had the Fed minutes, and it shows a lot of division within the Fed, and the prospects of future rate cuts are not as firm as they used to seem earlier. That is probably one of the things that the market is thinking about. Also, Walmart came out with really good reports, but future earnings and other details didn't seem to be that appetizing. As a result, Walmart shares have dropped more than 3% in pre-market trading post-earnings release. So that's the backdrop in which we have to look at the doji candle that's being formed right now out here. Then, of course, we are looking at this neckline, which I think is what we need to breach in order to have a decisive turn. But right now, today, we might get support at 6,859 for the S&P 500 futures. Next, let's look at Nasdaq. Same story out here. We have a neckline and we have a support, which is going to be at 24,447.75. And our resistance is this lavender line out here, and that represents the 100-day exponential moving average at 25,357.17, performing the role of a resistance today. We have been already pushed down from that during the pre-market hours, so that's very much in action. Overall market sentiment for S&P 500 as well as Nasdaq futures are absolutely bearish. MACD is bearish, momentum is below average, and the dollar index is seeing handsome gains, continuous gains for the last 2 days. If you were to look at the gains for the last 2 days, I think we have gained around 0.79%. That's pretty good. And we are right now negotiating a resistance at 97.884 in confluence with 97.90, which happens to be the 50-day exponential moving average. And right now, DXY is bang in between these two levels. We'll see later on during the day how it goes. But overall, market sentiment is improving, MACD is improving. And VIX is again above 20% and 20.18. So VIX is trying to indicate that things are not hunky-dory. Slowly and steadily, the market is going to come to grips with all the risk factors that are out there, and gold is trying to breach through resistance. It's been struggling since morning. I've seen it right on top of 4,986.519 in the early hours of the day, but it has not been able to pierce through. The question is, can it break through above that and convert that into a support and confirm it in subsequent sessions? That's the big question. And if the interest rates are going to stay elevated, that means dollar index will be stronger, and that could also mean that gold will find it difficult to increase its price because it's denominated in US dollars. So that's the mechanism out here. So we'll have to wait and watch what happens. We have bad flag target of around 4,289.391, and the flag has already been breached. So we'll have to see if we are heading towards that. Right now, it's not very clear. So we'll have to wait and watch on that one. Now, let's go on and have a look at AI sectors. And we are looking at Nasdaq, and we are looking at NVDA. And NVDA is down 0.31% this morning, but we can't write out NVDA. It will be resurgent. It's got a token resistance at 187.67 this morning, which I'm thinking that it should be able to breach and maybe form a red candle, which could maybe get support from 186.58. I'm saying that because even though the chart is looking weak out here, market sentiment is bullish, MACD is bullish, momentum is above average, and we are expecting earnings coming around 25th of February. We are already on the 19th. So another 6 days to go. And in this kind of a situation, I think there will be more of a sideways movement rather than going up or down. We have been consolidating for a while. So the market is not yet clear what to make out of NVIDIA. So I think more sideways drop is expected. I would say that we might end up forming some kind of pennant structure, which could probably look like this. And we may be moving within this. That's what I'm expecting. Let us see how things fold out. And we have Google, which is down 0.45% in pre-market trades. Now it's definitely bearish, and we are forming some kind of a bear flag out here, in my opinion. Market sentiment is absolutely bearish. MACD is bearish. Momentum is below average. We have had a dead cat bounce, but can we sustain it? That's the question. And pre-market seems to indicate that no, we are going to come down. And we may get a support at the 100-day exponential at 296.26. Next, let's look at Meta, which has been going through some turbulent press items with regard to the inquiry around addiction. And that's never a good outlook for any stock. Meta is down 0.65% in pre-market trade, and we have a good deal of support, which is going to click in at 636.48. So I would look at a bounce around 636.48 and maybe a short-term trade, day trade kind of a thing. That's what I think could potentially happen out there. Then we have Microsoft, which is up 0.14%. Microsoft is struggling a lot. It has a support at 399.10, and we have target of 338.35 for Microsoft, based on a bear flag. The bear flag starts from here, it comes all the way down to here, and it broke out from here. Therefore, the target is around 338 or 337. You could go around that numbers. Just to be conservative, put it at 338, and we are potentially traveling in that direction, in my opinion. Amazon is down 0.43% in pre-market trade. Again, we have some news item that says Rufus, which is Amazon's AI tool, is boosting gross merchandise value, enabling the company to leverage the rise of agentic commerce where AI aids in product research and buying. So that's, again, another positive news. And we have a lot of gap down to be filled up. So I'm thinking that given that market sentiment is at this very bearish, and MACD is also bearish but improving, and momentum, which had dropped significantly, has bounced back. In the last 2 days, we have seen a significant bounce. So this morning also, I think we will potentially start a green candle. Therefore, I am thinking that for a very short term, maybe a little bit of a bounce is still left in Amazon. But again, these are all my personal opinions and not financial advice. So please be careful about that. AMD is up 0.13% finally, and it has got a support at 197.81. Right now, it's at 200.38, up 0.13%, which is a very tiny percentage. It's got resistance at 203.52. Overall, everything is looking bearish for AMD. Despite good earnings, the stock is languishing. I have gone long on AMD, but that long position is at a loss. So we'll see how things pan out today. Apple is down 0.57%, and Berkshire Hathaway has cut its stake of Apple by around 4%, and they are now holding 227 million shares during the fourth quarter of Buffett's 2025 reports. So they have been reducing their exposure to Apple. Apple needs to do something to reinvent itself in the AI era. And we have to see what they can do about it. Nothing meaningful has come out of late. So probably that's why the stock is not doing that great. If you look at how much they have lost in the recent past. They are down 7.61% from their recent highs. Tesla is down 0.91% in pre-market trade. Finally, they have broken down below the diagonal line of support, which has now become a diagonal line of resistance, offering resistance today at 409.66. We will have support today somewhere in the region of 401.42. Right now, we are at 407.66. SMCI is up 1.01% in pre-market trades. This diagonal line of support has kicked in, and we have bounced up a little bit. Is this just going to be a short-term bounce? Well, we'll find out soon. I'm thinking that if you look at the market sentiment, which is bullish but tapering off, MACD is almost neutral and momentum is below average. So I'm thinking that we can't take it for granted. And the more we hit this diagonal line of support, we already hit it once, twice, third, fourth, and fifth time. If we hit it one more time, like after the fourth time, it will start becoming weaker. This line is supposed to start becoming weaker. Therefore, the probability of breaking down gets higher than bouncing back up. So I hope we don't come back to test this line of support, but instead build some other support lines and stay above this. Otherwise, SNCI could come down. But on my portfolio, I have SNCZ. So I would be rooting for it to come down. We'll see what happens. Palantir is down 1.48% in pre-market trade. Again, I'm long on Palantir, and Palantir is not doing very well. The candle that we saw yesterday was a very bearish candle because it's got a long tail on the top and a very small body. The only saving grace is a little bit of a wick on the bottom, which shows some buying pressure. For today, I think the support is 124.46 and resistance is 144.80. Tempus AI is up 3.74%, finally managing to break above this diagonal line of resistance. And I wouldn't get too excited right now because, first of all, we have a resistance at 59.50, which is going to be active today. Secondly, just like we did between 6th of January 2026 all the way up to 30th of January 2026, we could potentially continue moving along on top of this diagonal line of support. So that's also a possibility. So I'm going to be keeping my fingers crossed because we had a target out here of 41.35. I think the target could easily be written off if we go above 50% of this flagpole. So I'm watching that carefully. Next, I'm going to look at SoFi because I have that in my portfolio. It's down 0.41%. Somehow I'm gratified that it has stayed above 19.28. It's going to get resistance at 20.36. Again, SoFi, I'm long on it and it's in a loss. We have Oracle next, which is up 0.15%. Definitely struggling and staying within this diagonal line of diagonal channel of resistance, and it's a bearish channel. So it's going to get resistance today at 162.57, and potentially it could get initial support at 148.55. And then the next support could be at 144.91. SNH is down 0.31% this morning, and that takes it below the diagonal line of support, which now becomes a resistance. But I'm not going to change the color right now. We happen to have resistance at 411.68. Right now we're at 411.29, down just 0.31%. Market sentiment is almost neutral. MACD is ready to cross over the signal line to the bullish side. Momentum is above average. I would like to wait and watch what happens with SNH. And for today, I'll also have a look at NP to see if it has come anywhere closer to the level at which I want to buy. I would like to buy it closer to $54 or $55. I think more closer to $55, but it's not yet come there. This morning, it's down 0.38%. It's at 57.72. Resistance is going to be the 100-day exponential at 60.49. And support remains at 54.74. So I would be happy to buy it somewhere around 55.11. That's what I'm looking at. At the same time, that's a bit of a risk here because this is a bear flag, and probability of breaking downside is much higher than the probability of breaking out on the upside. Then we have AV, which is managed to convert the 200-day exponential into a support today. So the 200-day exponential sitting at 267.59 becomes a support, and 272.58 is where we are this morning, up 2.68%. This comes due to the announcement by UBS that they have established a price target of 259 per share for AAPL. Some news out there from the analyst community. So I'm thinking that we should have a little bit of a turnaround of this share. But right now, I think we are operating on this double bottom. So this is a pretty good double bottom that we have out here. And if I was to project the double bottom, I would take it all the way up to here and then put it here and say we have a possibility of moving all the way up to 318.66 based on the double bottom. But you can't take it to the bank because I'm a retail investor. This is personal opinion, not investment advice. Qualcomm. This is again a very good case where I was looking at a cup and handle pattern. Fortunately, because Qualcomm is expensive, I didn't put my money into it. Instead of breaking out above the neckline became a major resistance and it came down, did a gap down, and it's now slowly trying to recover. So this is a caution that all the bullish chart patterns that we look at may or may not happen. There is a probability game. Sometimes the low probability ends up happening. Not only do we have a cup and handle here, but you also have a reverse head and shoulder pattern, which I think is bullish, but still we came down. Now let's look at SMR. I'm coming back to SMR after a very long time because it seems to be at the bottom getting some kind of a support. Will it bounce back from here, or is it still heading to 12.47? That is the question. I think that it should head to 12.47 and meet this target because we have another support at around 13.42, which is below 12.47. So which is about 12.47. So there could be a support out here. Let me just draw this line of support in case you're following this. This is going to be the line of support. So potentially we have a chance of bouncing off from here. So I think that it could still come down further, but it has a very good chance of bouncing off 13.48. That said, let us go and have a look at Genomics. Where is Genomics? Okay, here we are. Pfizer continues to move down. It's creating a bull flag in my opinion. I'm still optimistic about 28.15. This morning it's down 0.18% at 27.32. Prime has got no trades pre-market. It has a support at 3.08. And then we have Intelia, which is down 1.52%. It's at 12.29 in our pre-market session. And it's going to get a lot of support at 11.99 and 12.14, which is the 50-day and the 100-day exponential moving average, respectively. Resistance will come from this 200-day exponential at 12.54. Caribou Biosciences is down 0.62% in pre-market trade. The 50-day exponential at 1.65 will be the resistance, and support can be found at 1.50. Next, let's look at Beam Therapeutics, which is down 1.49%. 50-day exponential at 27.82. The yellow line out here will be the resistance, and 26.41 is the support, which happens to be the 100-day exponential. Alt Immune is up 1.79% in pre-market trade. It has got a good support at 4.40. It will find resistance at 4.57. Right now it's at 4.54. 4.57 is the 100-day exponential. Next, let us look at Editas, which is down 0.29%. Resistance for today is going to be 1.72, and what I think I see here is a bearish pennant ready to break out on the downside. Illumina is up 0.17%. Illumina is looking a bit stronger this morning. I was thinking that it's going to go down further, and we had a target of 89.86, but this turnaround out here seems very impressive, and this morning we are up another 0.17%. So I would like to wait and watch more candles. Our 200-day exponential at 117.46 happens to be the support for today, and the resistance is 125.20, which is a 100-day exponential. CRISPR Therapeutics is down 1.61% in pre-market trades, and we will have resistance at 53.15. Right now we're at 52.66. Next, I'm looking at Grail. Grail is down 1.61%. Again, the 50-day exponential at 97.01 is going to be the support, and we will have resistance like yesterday, but this time it's going to be at 106.51 because the diagonal line of resistance is a dynamic line of resistance, keeps on going up every day. PACV is up 1.84% in pre-market trade. Resistance is going to be at 1.72. We have a target of 1.10 for PACV. RXG is down 0.10% in pre-market trade. The 100-day exponential at 29.44 is going to be the support. Right now we are at 29.63, down 0.10%, and the 50-day exponential at 30.07 is going to be the resistance. Vertex is down 0.47% in pre-market trade. Support is at 463.53. Right now we're at 468.11. Ginkgo Bioworks is up 1.23%. And it's still going to have the same resistance like yesterday. Very strong resistance at 9.38. And then we have Precision, which is flat in pre-market trades. We need to look at what happens when the market opens. Right now, I'm not able to opine either way. Eli Lilly is down 0.16% in pre-market trade. I have bought some Eli Lilly on my Canadian side. It is profitable to neutral almost. I had bought it based on the bullish pennant. I'm still hopeful it would go up, but right now it has broken out of the pennant on the downside. I just wish that it doesn't confirm the bottom of the pennant as a resistance. If it did so, then this is going to be a bad situation for Lilly. Nova is up 1.10% at 2.75. Let's go to Ultragenyx, which is another thing that we cover. Ultragenyx has got no trade in the pre-market session. Hi, Inf, good morning. And right now, it's still looking very bearish to me. I would think of this as more of a bearish move downwards. And we have Rocket, which is down 0.01%, and again, a non-profitable position in my portfolio. The 100-day exponential at 19.03 is a resistance. 200-day exponential at 17.70 is the support. United Health is starting to look interesting. It's down 0.28% in pre-market trades at 287.38, and it's going to get some support today, somewhere around 285.51. And we have Team, which continues to fall significantly, and this morning it's up 0.11% at 83.70. I still think that I would like to look at more candles, whether it's a bullish pennant or a bearish pennant or maybe a reversal. We will see, but overall the chart is looking absolutely weak. Now let's go on to currencies. In currencies, we are looking at Bitcoin, which is down 0.27% this morning as we speak. And it's going to get resistance initially at 67,047.70, and right now it's at 66,235.06. What else do we have here? I'm going to look at MSTZ. I'm holding MSTZ. It's up 1.92% at 14.85. It's going to get support from the 50-day exponential at 14.40 and resistance at 19.45, which happens to be the 200-day exponential. With that, my friends, I'd like to bring this video to an end. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now. Thanks, Inf. Bye for now.